Episode 1, The Drum of Umunze. Long ago, in the heart of Umunze, a serene and vibrant village nestled among the green hills of eastern Igboland, there lived a young orphan named Obidike. He was barely 16, lean like a stick, with bright curious eyes that always seemed to carry a storm of questions. The villagers loved him for his humility, but pitied him for his poverty. He lived with his aged grandmother, Mama Nena, who made a living by weaving raffia mats and selling ojiri at the market. Though life was tough, their compound was always filled with laughter, humming, and the gentle rhythm of life. Obidike had one gift that set him apart from everyone else. He could carve wood like it was part of his soul. From the time he was 10, he made flutes, pestles, even carved figurines of ancestors that looked so alive the elders said he had a hand that speaks to wood. One harmattan season, when the air was dry and dust clung to the skin, Obidike found a strange tree deep inside the evil forest. It wasn't the usual Iroko or Okpoka. The tree shimmered under the moonlight, and birds refused to perch on it. Yet, something in Obidike's spirit urged him forward. He took out his carving knife and sliced into the trunk. The bark was soft like boiled yam but gave off a sound like a gong. He returned home with a thick piece of the wood. Mama Nena warned him, "My son, that would no be ordinary. Be careful, oh. Some trees they sleep, and if you wake them, e go dey hungry forever." But Obidike smiled. "No, Mama," the wood spoke to me. "It wants to be a drum." So began the journey of carving the strangest drum ever seen in Umunze. Obidike carved day and night. He didn't eat much, didn't speak much. He only hummed and worked. The drum's surface turned a rich wine color. Its base was engraved with symbols he did not understand, but his hands carved naturally. When he tightened the goat skin across its top and beat it once, the air shifted. The birds flew into the sky. The cooking fires in nearby compounds flickered. Mama Nena dropped her spoon and stared at him. "Chinik. This one is not ordinary," she whispered. Obidike carried the drum to the village square the next market day. Curious children and busy women gathered. And before he could say anything, his hand struck the drum. Boom. Boom boom. And like magic, the elders began to dance, their old legs twisting like teenagers. Women dropped their calabashes, lifted their wrappers, and whined their waists with laughter. The children danced until they fell, giggling on the ground. No one could stop. The rhythm took over every soul. The dance lasted till sunset. When Obidike stopped, the crowd froze, breathless, sweating, but smiling. The drum was named Uncontrollably, the drum of sacred rhythm. From that day, Obidike became the heartbeat of Umunze. He was called to festivals, weddings, naming ceremonies, and even funerals. Wherever the drum played, people danced like spirits, without fear or shame. Even enemies forgot their quarrels. Obidike was no longer the poor orphan, he was the bringer of joy. But not everyone was happy. In a neighboring village called Agbulu, a greedy chief named Ichi Okonta grew jealous. He had heard of the magic drum and saw how his own people had begun sneaking into Umunze just to witness Obidike play. A boy with no title, no lineage, stealing attention. He growled, "That drum must be mine." One night, as the moon hid behind clouds, Ichi Okonta sent 3 strong men to steal the drum. They snuck into Obidike's hut, took the drum, and left a broken mortar in its place. But as they reached the edge of the village, the drum began to hum. Then it groaned. Suddenly, their legs stiffened. One man screamed, "My body dey dance on its own." The drum boomed once and all 3 began dancing violently. They danced through the bush, past the stream, all the way back into Umunze, their bodies riding like possessed puppets. The villagers awoke to see the 3 strangers collapsing in the square, their eyes wide in terror, their mouths dry. Mama Nena, who had seen much in her days, stepped forward and said, "Uncontrollably cannot be owned. It chooses where joy must flow. Anyone who tries to take it by force will dance without peace." From that day, Obidike kept the drum in a hidden shrine inside the grove of the talking trees. He would only play it when the spirits gave him permission. The joy it brought was too sacred to be turned into entertainment. But Umunze had tasted magic. And they were hungry for more.